We're here in the purchasing module of the TriOpt software, and I'm showing you to create quote requests, send them to vendors, and eventually create purchase orders out of these requests that have been replied. So let's start with a quote, and I'm want to do a quote for a slab, and start with creating such a new quote. Um, I'm I'm asking for a demo material. It should be polished between 20 and 30 slabs, about 3 meter by 2 meters, 3 meter 6 meters, and I don't need any special handling, special notes, and so on. I'm creating a second one with about with a 2 centimeter, and there I only need 5 to 6. So this is basic what I have to enter it for a quote, and I just created this document right now, but this is not with a given address to a certain vendor. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating these quote documents. I'm seeing here a list of all the vendors, and default vendors are already including this demo material for the quote. I can add here additional vendors, but I'm just fine with my 3 default vendors here. I'm saving that, and now some PDF documents are created directly on the server and are available here immediately. Now what I need to do is, because these are just documents that have been created here on my computer, is I need to send these quotes, best is by email, and here it's again listed these 3 vendors, and I can choose, this is sending it to Walt Disney, and here it is sending it to the company itself. I can choose different uh, email address. I can also choose different text that should be displayed, but usually I'm just sending out such general text where I'm asking basically for an offer for my quote request. I'm sending these by email, and this is done pretty quickly as there's just a small document. And a few days later, or maybe a few hours later, I'm receiving replies to my quote requests that I've been sending out, and eventually I'm deciding for one of these vendors for buying this demo material. So I'm just creating a purchase order out of this quote once I have decided. So once I'm choosing this Anton Langenstein, and here everything is set up directly correctly. The only thing what is missing here is the exact amount of slabs, if I'm choosing 5 or 6, and the price. Let's put in here 65, and for the 3 mm I'm putting in here 85 euro per square meter. And this sums up to a certain amount, which can be seen here, to a certain size. The only thing what I need to do is save this purchase order, and then it comes up with a pop-up to ask me if I should archive the quote, and I say yes, of course, and also if the vendors should be notified if these quotes have been rejected. Maybe I don't want to do that right now, because maybe I want to purchase some more slabs from them, or it's depending on how you want to handle the notification if a certain quote request hasn't been accepted by yourself. So I'm hitting OK. The document is created in this minute, and is available here for being sent out to the vendor. So I'm doing this. I'm sending this email to the vendor. It's creating a PDF automatically. It adds here a CC. I don't need a CC right now. Makes you a purchase order number directly the subject for the email. I can add additional attachments like plans for a kitchen in case this is something that the vendor needs to consider or needs to know to choose the right slab. And here I can also see the PDF that I'm sending out. Just moving that over here, and this is basically a standard document that usually is can be printed by the vendor, and also in certain cases when the vendor doesn't have emails, can be faxed to the vendor, or even sent by snail mail. I'm sending that out, and And that's it basically. So that's a process on purchasing. It's this two-stage process of first the quote and eventually the purchase order. And as a last step, I could also organize the transport in case I've connected carriers with a B2B connection to this tribe system, and to make sure that the workflow doesn't stop at the purchase order, but also that the transportation is managed automatically by some other third party companies in case I'm not responsible for doing that.